You know, they say that time is money. However, there is something much more valuable than time itself. And that's what I want to share with you guys today in this video. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. We are talking about something special, something that is an asset to you that will literally change your life forever if you truly understand it. One thing that is more valuable than time, and I'll explain why. What is more valuable than time is your attitude. You choosing to be positive and optimistic and happy despite circumstance. Your attitude is more valuable than time itself. And there's a lot of people trying to get time and money freedom, right? Imagine if you could make a decision today that you will work on your attitude so you get to a point in time where you have attitude freedom. Attitude freedom? What are you talking about, Joseph? If you have an attitude independent of circumstance that just works on its own habitually, meaning that you don't even have to tell your brain to be positive about this thing. You don't even need to tell your brain that, you know what, there's always a solution. You don't have to tell your brain anything. Your brain goes on autopilot, moving towards a freaking awesome attitude independent of circumstance passively. Now, this is better than passive income. It's better than passive time. Okay? It's the best form of passive this world knows. The cool part about it is that no one can take it away from you. I could literally look at a negative situation. Maybe someone crashed into me. Maybe someone is arguing with me. Maybe whatever happens in my daily life. There's very few people that argue with me. I haven't had anyone argue with me for years. But if anything was to happen with me that was so quote unquote negative, no one can tell me or make a decision for me to have a bad attitude about it. It's impossible. You can't influence me to have a bad attitude about something. My job is to turn it around no matter what happens and make it into a powerful, positive lesson at least, or a positive experience. Turn things around. Are you able to do that? Because if you're able to do that, that's you moving towards not only a multi-millionaire lifestyle, but a billionaire lifestyle. And you understand that you have to become rich in your mind first before you actually become rich in your bank account. Or rich in Bitcoin is a better term because I don't want to put money in banks anymore. Right? But do you get what I'm saying? Your attitude is way more valuable than time. Understand that concept. We have a limited amount of time. You can have an unlimited amount of positive attitude. That's pretty cool. Time is no fun. Okay, if you're having a bad time, you want less of it. Okay? There's a lot of people on the planet who have a bad time, such a horrible time, that they want to cut it short. Right? And they're cutting it short on a daily basis with their habits. You know, casual sex, sleep, drinking a bunch, addicted to drugs, smoking, all drunk food, all sorts of stuff that people do. Obviously, they don't do it actively, but they are killing themselves. They're actually killing themselves and trying to cut short their time because they're having a bad time, and it's going to become a worse time the more they actually implement bad habits in their lives. So, but if you have a good attitude and you're fired up, like now you want lots of time. Do you get what I'm saying? It's the same thing in a relationship. If you have a fantastic relationship, you never want it to end. But if you have a bad relationship, you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I was done a long time ago. Again, time. Yeah, time is of the essence, but you know what's more important? Attitude. So I recommend to you to make a decision, just like in my last video explaining about decision making, make a decision that you will prioritize having a fantastic attitude on a continual basis. This is one of the hardest things to do in life, but when you master it, everything else becomes so much easier. More people want to be around you when you have a great attitude. Things kind of get solved more quickly when you have a great attitude. You get things done when you have a good attitude. It just changes every single dynamic in your life. I can help you with that. If you're struggling with it, it's only because of your life philosophy. It's only because of your limiting beliefs. It's only because you're looking at things in the wrong manner. Or you're just completely entrenched in the now because of your immediate gratification habits, and that you're thinking so small and so small-minded that you can't see beyond this circumstance and moment. This is what people are struggling with, by the way. You need to become a camera. What? You need to become a camera. With camera, right? You have the now, okay, which is zooming in, right? You're zooming in to the now. This is what most people's cameras are like. They're completely zoomed in into the now of what's happening with them and their struggles and their issues and their intoxication and their whatever's going on. There's always something bad happening for people. It's hilarious. Okay? Well, what do you need to do instead? You need to learn to zoom out. Do you understand what happens when you zoom out? You're literally making something that was small. Maybe it was a bad thing that happened. Is it a big thing? Like, is it actually a big thing or is it a small thing? Because people make small, itty-bitty things that is like a blip in their lifetime span or a blip in the eternal scheme of things. And they make them into like this huge thing that, oh, it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, okay? And you have simply zoomed in too closely to that event and to that circumstance. Maybe you even got trauma from some experience. You zoomed in too much. Okay, now it's time to actually take the camera, zoom out, and then look at the eternal perspective of things. Oh, wow. This thing is just actually extremely tiny. Just like us humans when you look from Mars or Jupiter and looking down on the planet. Yeah, those people are pretty small. Yeah, the events that you've had in your past, they're pretty flippin' small. And you need to look at them as small events that do not define you. At some point, you need to make a choice to actually have a good attitude about everything that has happened to you. Everything, all the crap, all the failures, all the mistakes, all the bad parenting, all of the crap that you've been through. Look at those things with a humongous, awesome attitude. Suddenly your now is amazing. I'm grateful for all those things because it made me who I am, and I understand these things now, which means that I can have a greater and greater future. I want to change my attitude so that my future now, all of the future nows, because there's going to be a lot of them, and if you're in the first third of your life, you've done 1/3 of it. You've done 1 billion seconds. That's 32 years. Now do another 2 billion seconds. There's tons left. And you can make a decision now to actually make that future flippin' amazing based on your attitude. Exactly. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Have a great attitude today. I'll see you guys in the next one.